Alright, listen up. In a world obsessed with smart devices, electric cars, and Wi-Fi everything, there's a community doing things a little differently. We're talking about the Amish. And today, we're peeking behind the buggy curtain to uncover one of their most ingenious, low-tech, and frankly, life-saving secrets. Forget fancy gadgets, these folks are purifying water without a single watt of electricity. Seriously. Imagine that, pristine, drinkable water, powered purely by nature and a dash of old-world wisdom. How? Stick around, because this is going to blow your mind. Meet Jacob, a young Amish farmer with calloused hands and a spirit as strong as his oxen. It's a sweltering summer morning in Lancaster County, and Jacob's day starts like any other, but with one nagging, ever-present problem: water. Not just any water, but clean water. His family relies on a well, but that well water, while plentiful, is far from pristine. Cloudy, often muddy after a heavy rain, and sometimes it just smelled off. This wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a constant threat to his family's health. You see, for Jacob and his family, unseen contaminants aren't just abstract concepts. They're stomach aches, fevers, and the constant worry etched on his wife Sarah's face. Every time his young son, Isaac, took a drink from the bucket, Jacob held his breath. Modern medicine isn't their first resort, which makes preventative measures like clean water absolutely critical. They knew something had to change, but how? Store-bought filters were expensive, required power, and honestly, felt a little like cheating their way of life. They needed an Amish solution. One evening, while sharing stories at a community gathering, Jacob overheard old Daniel, a man whose wrinkles held more wisdom than any book. Daniel spoke of slow sand filters, a method used generations ago. Simple as dirt, he'd chuckled, but effective as any newfangled machine. Jacob's ears perked up. Sand? Water? No electricity? It sounded too good to be true, almost like a folk tale. But Daniel had a twinkle in his eye, a hint of ancient knowledge waiting to be rediscovered. This wasn't just a filter, it was a piece of forgotten history. Jacob couldn't shake Daniel's words. He spent the next few days in the small community library, poring over dusty, hand-bound tomes. These weren't thrillers, folks. We're talking ancient engineering diagrams, agricultural pamphlets, and forgotten homesteading guides. He found it, detailed descriptions of slow sand filters, diagrams showing layers of sand and gravel, and the promise of crystal clear water. The concept was elegant in its simplicity, yet profoundly complex in its natural process. The seed was planted. Jacob knew what he had to do. The first challenge? Materials. No Amazon Prime for Jacob. He needed a large barrel, fine sand, coarse sand, and gravel. The barrel was easy enough, an old whiskey barrel from a neighboring farm. The gravel came from a nearby creek bed, painstakingly sifted. But the sand? Oh, the sand. It needed to be the right kind, specifically filter sand, clean, free of clay and silt. This meant trips to a distant quarry, hauling wagon loads by horse. It was backbreaking work, but every grain brought him closer to his goal. Back at his homestead, under the watchful, slightly skeptical eye of his father, Daniel, Jacob began assembling his filter. He chose a sturdy wooden barrel, cleaned it meticulously. First, the drainage layer, large, fist-sized stones at the very bottom. Then, progressively smaller gravel layers. Each layer had to be precise, carefully leveled, and thoroughly washed to remove any impurities. This wasn't just dumping rocks, it was building a foundation, a tiny, self-contained ecosystem designed to mimic nature's own purification processes. A true feat of humble engineering. Next came the heart of the filter, the sand. Not just any sand, remember? This was carefully selected, washed filter sand. Jacob meticulously layered it, first coarse, then fine. This layer was deep, sometimes several feet thick, and absolutely crucial. It's what does the heavy lifting, physically trapping particles and, more importantly, providing the perfect home for microscopic life. The sheer volume of sand needed was staggering, a testament to the scale of this simple project. Sarah brought him water and fresh baked bread, her concern warring with her hope. With the layers complete, Jacob rigged the inlet and outlet. The dirty water from the well would flow gently onto the top sand layer, never disturbing it, so as not to disrupt the delicate ecosystem forming. The filtered, clean water would then slowly drip out from the bottom, collected into a clean bucket. It sounds so straightforward, right? But getting the flow rate just right, ensuring no bypass, and making sure the system was entirely sealed but accessible for maintenance was a challenge. Every joint, every pipe, had to be perfect. This was his family's health on the line. Now for the hardest part, waiting. You can't just start drinking the water right away. The real magic of a slow sand filter isn't just physical filtration, it's biological. Over the next few weeks, a gelatinous layer, lovingly called the Schmutzdeck, which, I kid you not, means dirt layer in German, would form on top of the sand. This layer is a living, breathing community of bacteria and microorganisms that literally eat the impurities in the water. It's disgusting, it's alive, and it's what makes this filter so incredibly effective. Patience, Jacob. Patience. 3 weeks later, the Schmutzdeck was visible, a dark, slimy film. Jacob, with his father and Sarah by his side, cautiously filled the filter with their cloudy well water. The first few drops that emerged from the outlet were, predictably, still murky. "See?" Daniel grumbled, "just a barrel of dirt." But Jacob had read the books. He knew this was normal. It takes time for the system to prime. They let the water run, hour after agonizing hour, collecting the initial cloudy outflow, not for drinking, but to fully saturate and activate the biological layer. Hope flickered, but doubt lingered. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues, something miraculous started to happen. The drip from the filter outlet, which had been stubbornly murky, started to clear. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, then undeniably. The water in the collecting bucket transitioned from opaque to translucent, then to a shimmering, inviting clear. Jacob's jaw slackened. Sarah gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. Daniel, usually stoic, simply stared, wide-eyed. Could it be? Had this ancient, simple contraption actually worked? With trembling hands, Jacob dipped a clean dipper into the bucket of crystal-clear water. So, how exactly did this low-tech marvel turn dirty well water into spring-fresh purity? It's all thanks to that Schmutzdeck, that gooey, bacterial film. Think of it as an invisible army of microorganisms. As the water slowly trickles through, these tiny warriors feast on pathogens, bacteria, and viruses. They don't just filter, they destroy them. Below the Schmutzdeck, the sand layers physically trap sediment and larger particles. It's a two-pronged attack, biological purification up top, mechanical filtration down below. Genius, right? And the numbers don't lie. Slow sand filters are incredibly effective. We're talking about removing over 99% of bacteria, viruses, and protozoa. Yes, you heard that right. That's better than many modern chemical treatments, and without any harsh chemicals. Plus, they significantly reduce turbidity, meaning clearer water, and even improve the taste and odor. This isn't just a rustic novelty, it's a proven, scientific method that stands up to rigorous testing, year after year. Who needs a lab when you have nature's own bioreactor? The key word here is slow. Unlike rapid sand filters, which use higher flow rates and often require backwashing and chemical coagulation, slow sand filters rely on gravity and time. The water percolates through the sand at a snail's pace, typically just 0.1 to 0.4 meters per hour. This extended contact time allows the biological processes to work their magic thoroughly. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes, the slowest path is actually the most efficient one, especially when you're dealing with delicate ecosystems and natural purification. Okay, so what about maintenance? Does Jacob have to replace complex filters or call a technician? Nope. When the flow rate eventually slows down due to the schmutzdecke getting too thick, all he has to do is carefully scrape off the top centimeter or two of sand and biological layer. That's it. No fancy tools, no expensive parts. This process, called scrapping or raking, revitalizes the filter, and a new schmutzdecke quickly reforms. It's elegant, sustainable, and truly embodies the Amish principle of self-reliance. Talk about low maintenance. Jacob's success wasn't a secret for long. Word spread through the tight-knit Amish community like wildfire. Neighbors, seeing the crystal-clear water flowing from Jacob's barrel, quickly began asking for his guidance. Soon, similar filters started appearing on other homesteads. It became a communal project, with families helping each other haul sand, build barrels, and learn the subtle art of filter maintenance. Clean water wasn't just a luxury anymore, it was a communal right, secured by shared effort and ancient wisdom. A true testament to community power. And the impact? Immediate and profound. The incidence of stomach illnesses, which had plagued the community, dropped dramatically. Children, like Jacob's son Isaac, grew stronger, healthier, their energy no longer sapped by unseen pathogens. Sarah no longer carried that constant worry in her eyes. The simple act of purifying water transformed daily life, bringing peace of mind and tangible health benefits. This wasn't just about survival, it was about thriving, about building a stronger, healthier future for the generations to come, all from a few layers of sand and gravel. So, let's do a quick comparison. On one side, you have your modern, electric, multi-stage filter systems. They're fast, high-tech, and often require expensive replacement cartridges and a steady power supply. Great for urban homes, right? On the other side, Jacob's Amish sand filter, slow, no electricity, uses readily available natural materials, and practically self-cleaning with a simple scrape. One is convenience, the other is resilience. Which one wins in a power outage? Which one is truly sustainable? It's not always about advanced tech, folks. Sometimes, the oldest way is the smartest way. But wait, this isn't just an Amish secret. Slow sand filters have a long and storied history, dating back to 19th century Europe. They've been used in municipalities worldwide for over a century, providing safe drinking water to millions. Today, they're championed by NGOs and humanitarian groups in developing countries, offering a sustainable, cost-effective solution where electricity and complex infrastructure are non-existent. From a quiet Amish farm to remote villages, this technology is a silent hero, proving that simple doesn't mean less effective. It means universally applicable. In an era where environmental concerns are front and center, the slow sand filter is a sustainability superstar. It uses readily available natural materials, minimizes waste, and requires zero energy input. Compare that to bottled water, with its plastic waste and carbon footprint, or energy-intensive reverse osmosis systems. The Amish filter isn't just about clean water, it's about respect for resources, living in harmony with nature, and building resilient systems that aren't dependent on fragile external grids. It's a masterclass in eco-friendly engineering, centuries ahead of its time. Let's be real for a second. Our modern world, for all its advancements, can feel incredibly fragile. Power outages, natural disasters, or even just supply chain disruptions can turn our taps dry or make water unsafe. That's where the Amish sand filter truly shines. It's a beacon of resilience. When the grid goes down, when the stores are empty, a properly built slow sand filter can continue to provide safe drinking water, giving peace of mind in uncertain times. It's not just for the Amish, it's a vital lesson for anyone seeking self-sufficiency. So, you're thinking, could I build one of these? The answer is, probably. While a full-scale municipal filter is a massive undertaking, a smaller, household version like Jacob's is entirely achievable for the motivated DIYer. There are countless guides and resources online. It requires careful planning, sourcing the right materials, and a good dose of patience, but the satisfaction of knowing you can purify your own water, independent of external systems, is immense. It's a practical skill, a survival skill, and a deeply empowering one. Think about it. Let's talk money, honey. Compared to continuously buying bottled water, or investing in complex, electricity-dependent filtration systems with recurring filter replacement costs, a slow sand filter is incredibly cost-effective in the long run. The initial investment is primarily labor and raw materials like sand and gravel, which are often locally available or inexpensive. Once built, the operational costs are virtually zero. This makes it an accessible solution for anyone looking to save money and secure their water future. Your wallet, and your body, will thank you. There's a profound beauty in the simplicity of the Amish sand water filter. It doesn't rely on cutting-edge technology or complicated algorithms. It harnesses natural processes, combining physics and biology in a way that feels almost poetic. It's a reminder that often, the most elegant solutions are those that work with nature, not against it. In a world that constantly pushes for more complexity, perhaps it's time we rediscovered the power and peace found in simple, proven, and self-sufficient methods. Jacob's barrel isn't just a filter, it's a philosophy. For anyone dreaming of off-grid living, homesteading, or just wanting to reduce their dependence on utilities, the slow sand filter is practically a must-have. It's the ultimate off-grid water solution, completely independent of external power sources. Imagine living a life where your most vital resource, clean drinking water, is secured by your own hands and natural materials. No more worrying about utility bills, infrastructure failures, or supply chain issues. It provides true autonomy and self-reliance, which, let's be honest, feels pretty epic. Let's quickly revisit our superstar, the Schmutzdeck. This biological layer doesn't just appear and stay forever. It's a dynamic ecosystem. As it matures, it becomes more efficient, but eventually, it will get too thick and slow the water flow to a crawl. That's when Jacob performs his simple scrapping. Once the old layer is removed, a new one begins to form within days, quickly restoring the filter's purification power. It's a continuous, self-renewing cycle, nature's ingenious way of keeping things clean, year after year. Fascinating, right? While Jacob's primary concern was drinking water, the benefits extend far beyond. This clean water can be used for cooking, washing dishes, bathing, and even for livestock. Imagine the difference this makes for overall hygiene and sanitation across the homestead. No more bringing potentially contaminated water into the kitchen or the wash basin. The ripple effect of one clean water source dramatically improves the quality of life in countless ways, making every aspect of daily routine safer and healthier. It's a game changer for the entire household. The Amish are often perceived as traditionalists, clinging to old ways. But look closely, and you'll see they are actually brilliant innovators. Their old ways are often tried-and-true solutions that prioritize sustainability, community, and self-reliance over convenience. The sand filter is a perfect example of this practical, grounded innovation. It's not about rejecting progress, but about choosing progress that truly serves their values and well-being. It's a legacy of ingenious solutions, built to last and to empower. And that, my friends, is a lesson for us all. In our instant gratification society, the slow sand filter is a powerful antidote. It teaches patience. It reminds us that some of the best things in life take time to develop, to mature, to work their magic. The wait for the Schmutzdeck to form, the slow drip of purified water, these aren't bugs, they're features. They force us to slow down, to observe, to appreciate the natural processes at work. Jacob's journey wasn't just about building a filter, it was about cultivating patience and trust in nature's rhythm. A lesson we could all use, wouldn't you say? Let's quickly compare different water filtration methods. You've got distillation, which boils water and collects steam, highly effective but energy intensive. Then there's reverse osmosis, uses pressure to push water through membranes, also energy intensive and creates wastewater. Chemical purification, fast but leaves chemical residues. And finally, our slow sand filter, no energy, no chemicals, minimal waste, and highly effective biologically. Each has its place, but for pure, sustainable, off-grid purification, the Amish method often stands head and shoulders above. What's your pick? Now, a fair question: can the slow sand filter handle everything? While exceptionally good at removing biological contaminants and turbidity, it's less effective against dissolved chemicals, heavy metals, or certain pesticides. For those, additional treatment like activated carbon might be necessary as a pre-filter. However, for the vast majority of common well water issues, bacteria, viruses, sediment, and general cloudiness, it's a powerhouse. It's important to understand its strengths and limitations, but for a simple, resilient, and non-electric solution, it's hard to beat. Jacob started with a single barrel for his family. But imagine this concept scaled up. Slow sand filters aren't just for individual households. They're used in large-scale municipal water treatment plants around the globe. Whole communities, towns, even cities can benefit from this natural purification method. The principles remain the same, it's just a matter of increasing the size and number of filter beds. It's a versatile technology, proving that what works for a small Amish family can be expanded to serve thousands, silently and sustainably. That's some serious scalability. Despite its old-school appearance, the effectiveness of the slow sand filter is backed by serious science. It's not just folklore, it's microbiology, hydraulics, and environmental engineering all wrapped into one elegant package. Researchers continue to study and optimize these systems, even in the age of advanced tech, because their fundamental principles are so sound. The humble sand filter proves that sometimes, the best solutions aren't invented, but discovered within the intricate workings of the natural world. Science, without the electric bill. In a world grappling with water scarcity and contamination, the Amish sand water filter stands as a beacon of hope. It's a testament to human ingenuity when faced with fundamental needs. It teaches us that solutions don't always need to be complex or expensive. Sometimes, they just need to be clever, resilient, and in harmony with the environment. Jacob's family found peace, health, and independence in a simple barrel of sand. What could this simple technology do for you, or for communities struggling worldwide? The possibilities are endless. Think about it. The simple act of taking a drink of water. For us, it's often thoughtless, a turn of a tap. For Jacob, for countless others in various corners of the globe, it's a moment of mindful gratitude. It's a precious resource, earned through ingenuity and effort. This appreciation for the basics, this self-sufficiency, is at the core of the Amish way. And it's a profound reminder for all of us: never take clean water for granted. It's the foundation of health, community, and life itself. Seriously, next time you drink water, just appreciate it. Inspired by Jacob's story? Curious how you could implement this ancient tech in your own life? We've barely scratched the surface of the slow sand filter. There's so much more to learn. Dive into the details, research different designs, or even consider a small DIY project. This isn't just about the Amish, it's about universal principles of sustainability and resilience. Hit that like button if you found this fascinating, subscribe for more mind-blowing content, and share this with anyone who needs to hear about clean water without relying on the grid. Maybe the future isn't about hyper-advanced, energy-guzzling technology for every single aspect of our lives. Maybe it's about smart, decentralized, resilient solutions like the Amish sand filter. The more we learn from these timeless methods, the better equipped we become to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Whether you're an off-grid enthusiast, a prepper, or just someone who wants to understand the world a little better, the humble sand filter offers a powerful vision of what's possible when we combine ingenuity with respect for nature. It's truly a game changer. So, there you have it. The incredible, unassuming Amish sand water filter. A testament to simplicity, sustainability, and self-reliance. From Jacob's worried brow to his family's grateful smiles, this ancient technology continues to provide life-giving water without a single flicker of electricity. It's a powerful story, a crucial lesson, and a reminder that sometimes, the greatest innovations aren't found in a lab, but in the enduring wisdom of generations. What did you think of Jacob's journey? Let us know in the comments below. Stay curious, stay hydrated, and stay awesome.